Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really big tension in modern marketing,
Hmm.
this idea of personalization.
Right. That knife edge between helpful and, frankly, creepy.
Exactly. We all know the helpful side, the website that shows you exactly what you might like. Super convenient.
But then you get that feeling, maybe an app tracking you and you haven't even opened it, or getting a push notification for a competitor just because you walk past their store.
Yeah, that's the creepy side. And that line, it's getting thinner, isn't it? Especially in markets that are digitizing really, really quickly.
Precisely. And that brings us to our focus today, Bangladesh. You've got this booming digital scene. What is it? Nearly 78 million internet users.
Yeah, 77.7 million and about 60 million active on social media as of early 2025. That's fueling huge growth in Martech, marketing technology.
Absolutely. And it feeds directly into e-commerce, which is projected to grow. I think the figure is 17.7% CAGR. It's huge, especially in areas like fashion, hobbies.
Okay, so massive opportunity. But the mission for this deep dive is to unpack how this rapidly evolving market is dealing with the currency of it all. Trust. How do you balance that opportunity with privacy?
Well, let's start with how people actually feel. Consumer sentiment. There's definitely rising anxiety.
There was that study, right? University students in Chattogram.
Yeah, exactly. It found 74.2% are genuinely concerned about how their data is being used on social media. That's a high number.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it contrasts with global trends, doesn't it? Weren't the global numbers higher for willingness to share data?
Well, yes and no. Globally, something like 83% say they might share data, but, and this is the key part, only if they trust the company. And trust levels in emerging economies tend to be lower baseline.
So transparency isn't just nice to have, it's basically essential for doing business there.
Mandatory, I'd say. And there's another layer here, too, the gender gap.
Ah, yes, the data on women's participation online.
Right. Your source mentions 66% of Bangladeshi women say privacy and security worries are the main reasons they don't regularly share things like photos or even just their ideas online.
Wow, 66%.
Ah.
It's a huge barrier. It demands a much more careful, nuanced approach to how data is handled. You can't just ignore that.
And that careful approach, it's about to get legal backing. This is the big shift. The proposed Personal Data Protection Ordinance, drafted early 2025.
So Bangladesh is catching up with others in the region, like India with its DPDP Act,
Exactly. It's a game changer because it mandates things like explicit affirmative consent.
meaning no more of those confusing pre-tick boxes.
None of that. Users have to actively agree. And it gives individuals clear rights to see their data, correct it, even delete it.
Puts the power back with the user, essentially.
It does. And crucially, it puts teeth into enforcement. We're talking potentially stiff penalties for violations BDT 300,000 to 500,000.
Okay, that's serious money. Enough to make companies really rethink their strategies.
Absolutely. It shifts the mindset from grab all the data you can to only collect what you genuinely need and have explicit permission for.
So compliance with the law becomes the absolute minimum, the floor. But what about the ceiling? The ethical side.
That's the next level. How do you personalize ethically? Because there's a fine line between showing relevant products based on browsing history that feels like value, right?
Right, that's helpful.
And using, say, sensitive financial data to serve discriminatory ads. That's manipulation. And people aren't stupid. They can feel the difference.
So how do businesses navigate this? Is there proof that being more respectful of privacy actually works?
There is, actually. Look at the New York Times. Back in 2020, they made a big move, stopped using third-party data entirely for their ads.
Really, just first-party data. How did that pan out?
You might be surprised. Their ad revenue reportedly increased by 38%.
Wait, increased? By focusing only on their own user data and context.
By focusing on high-quality, relevant advertising based on data people willingly shared with them in a context they trusted. It shows that a privacy-first approach can be profitable. Trust pays.
Okay, so for you listening, the practical advice here seems clear.
Definitely. Priority number one, build your first-party data strategy. Earn that data directly. Loyalty programs, direct sign-ups, valuable content exchanges.
And number two, empower the user. Make opting out just as easy as opting in. Give them a dashboard, let them see and control their preferences. Make it transparent.
Exactly. It's about building that long-term relationship. In Bangladesh's new regulatory landscape, ethical personalization isn't just good ethics, it's becoming a real competitive advantage. It builds
Sure.
loyalty.
Absolutely. earning and re-earning that trust day in, day out. So thinking ahead, what's the next frontier for data professionals dealing with this?
Well, here's something for you to think about. With regulations tightening and users more anxious than ever, how might privacy-enhancing technologies, PETs, change the game?
PTs. Like,
Things like differential privacy or federated learning, technologies that let you get aggregate insights, powerful personalization insights maybe, without ever seeing or compromising the raw individual data.
so you get the benefit without the risk.
Potentially, yes. Mastering those kinds of techniques, that could be the key skill set for the next generation of data-savvy professionals navigating this new world. That's the future to watch.